So today is already one of the biggest days of 2026 as a Real Madrid fan, because today Xabi Alonso has been sacked after only 6 months. Of course, he got sacked because of the unfortunate results that he had in La Liga, and of course the salt on the wound was the final last night, lost against Barcelona. And I wanted to do a separate video about that game, but I will keep my opinions short right now. And I would say we got dominated, but we could have scored way more goals. And probably his approach, his defensive approach, and the fact that we didn't have the ball was a little bit of a problem. And I think that was the final decision that made Florentino Perez fire him. And even though last night's result was the nail on the coffin, I think we have to appreciate how good he actually was in these 6 months, because in 34 games, he managed to win 24 of them, drew 4, and lost only 6, with a win rate of 70.6%, which puts him in a top echelon of coaches for Real Madrid. Better than him are only Pellegrini, Mourinho, and Carlo Ancelotti, which says a lot of how good these 6 months actually were for Xabi Alonso. And I still think that he was the best option we had in the summer, and I don't regret anything that he has done for this club. But my problem actually is that the players, I feel that the players were the actual problem, because Vini didn't want to track back. Mbappe, we already knew he doesn't track back since the days that he played at PSG. And I feel like the problem and the rupture wasn't that his strategy was bad and that he was a bad coach. I feel that the rupture was between the team, the group, and him. And I saw a clip of him wanting to give Barcelona a guard of honor, and Mbappe being the guy that is telling the players, do not go and do not listen to him. You come with me, and we don't give them a guard of honor, which I think, him being a former player, that was him saying we should respect them, and Mbappe being a little bit too salty on the loose. I think that was a wrong decision by him. And maybe a new coach will manage the group and the locker room better, but I do still think Florentino Perez rushed a little bit on his decision. I would have given Xabi at least 1 year to try and make this team what Carlo Ancelotti tried last year, but he couldn't succeed. So I think he needed time. And this is the problem. Real Madrid right now, it wants so much to win, and it's so desperate to win. We don't give time to our coaches, and this will be a problem. But I do think there are only 2 options that this man needs to hire. The most obvious one, Zinedine Zidane. If he can convince him to not think about the French national team and to come to Real Madrid and to make Real Madrid great again and make Vinicius, Mbappe, track back and run and make them what Ronaldo and Bale used to do between 2016 2018, I think we are talking about one of the best teams in Europe, and we will become immediately contenders for UEFA Champions League. And this is what I need, and this is what Real Madrid needs. A coach that can make the locker room silent, that can be the voice of the players and not the players to talk between them and make little churches and stuff. No, they need someone to rule them with an iron fist. Right now, this is what's working at Barcelona, and this is what needs to happen to Real Madrid. And my second option is this man, Jurgen Klopp. Probably one of the best managers of the 2010s. He could have won way more Premier League trophies, way more Champions League, and actually, to be honest, we've won 2 against him, so maybe he doesn't want to come because of that history. But I think these are the 2 options we have to go. It's either Zidane or Jurgen Klopp. There is no one else. The problem is we've appointed as an interim manager already Alvaro Arbeloa. And the stats are not bad. but it's at the second team. It's for Real Madrid Castilla. So come on right now. 47 games, 28 wins, 13 defeats. I don't like it. To be honest, I'm not liking it and I don't want him to stay. As I said, I feel like it should be only a couple of games before we actually have a proper manager. As I mentioned, I think these two managers are the only managers that can calm down that locker room, that can take control of that locker room and make those guys shut up and play, run, because we already know how good these two guys are managing a club. And I think we all already know what Zidane can do for Real Madrid, but I think that Jurgen Klopp can be amazing for Real Madrid. So leave a comment on who do you think should be the next Real Madrid coach and leave a follow for more content.